Every Friday morning at exactly 7:40, an old man arrived at the same empty bus stop. He always carried fresh yellow flowers, and no matter the weather, he waited there for exactly 20 minutes. Then he quietly walked away. Nobody in the town knew why. Until one winter morning, someone finally asked him. The town of Maple Falls was the kind of place where nothing changed very fast. The bakery still opened before sunrise. The hardware store still closed at 5. And people still waved to each other from pickup trucks on quiet roads. At the center of town stood an old bus stop with faded blue paint and a wooden bench worn smooth by time. Most people barely noticed it anymore, except for Eleanor Brooks. Eleanor was 63 years old and worked mornings at a small coffee shop across the street. Every Friday, while wiping tables near the front window, she noticed the same old man arriving at the bus stop. Gray coat, brown hat, fresh yellow flowers in his hand. He never missed a Friday. Rain, snow, summer heat. Didn't matter. He simply stood there quietly, looking down the road, waiting. Then exactly 20 minutes later, he left, always alone. At first, Eleanor assumed he was waiting for someone, but after months passed, no one ever arrived. One Friday morning, heavy snow covered the sidewalks outside. The old man stood at the stop, shivering slightly, while snowflakes gathered on his coat. Eleanor watched him from inside the warm coffee shop. Something about him made her chest ache. Finally, she poured a cup of coffee into a paper cup and walked across the street. "Sir," she said gently, "you're freezing out here." The old man looked surprised. Then he smiled softly. It was the kind of smile people wear when they haven't used one in a long time. "Thank you," he whispered. Eleanor glanced at the flowers, bright yellow daisies, fresh, every single week. She hesitated before asking, "Are you waiting for someone?" The man looked toward the empty road. Then, after a long silence, he answered, "I used to be." The following Friday, Eleanor brought him coffee again. This time, the old man finally introduced himself. "Walter," he said. Over the next few weeks, little pieces of his story slowly appeared. 40 years earlier, Walter had been engaged to a woman named June. She loved yellow flowers, especially daisies. Every Friday morning, she took the 7:40 bus into the city for nursing school. And every Friday morning, Walter walked her to the stop carrying flowers. Eleanor smiled while listening. "What happened?" she quietly asked. Walter stared down at the coffee cup, warming his hands. Then his eyes softened with sadness. "One Friday," he whispered, "I didn't show up." The wind outside rattled the glass windows of the coffee shop. Walter continued. The night before, he and June had argued. A stupid argument, the kind couples forget after a few hours. But Walter was stubborn. So the next morning, he stayed home. June waited for him at the bus stop, alone. That same morning, the bus slid on black ice outside the county line. 3 people died. June was one of them. Eleanor felt her throat tighten. Walter looked toward the old bus stop across the street. "For 40 years, he whispered. "I kept thinking maybe if I had been there, things would have been different." After that day, Eleanor couldn't stop thinking about Walter. Every Friday morning, she watched him stand at the bus stop with flowers trembling slightly in his aging hands. He wasn't waiting for June anymore. He was waiting for forgiveness. One rainy Friday, Eleanor finally asked, "Why do you still come?" Walter smiled sadly. "Because love doesn't disappear just because someone's gone." Rain tapped softly against the bus stop roof. Walter looked down the empty road. "And because this is the last place she ever saw me trying." Winter slowly turned into spring. Then one Friday morning, Walter didn't come. Eleanor kept looking toward the bus stop. 7:40 passed. No flowers, no gray coat, nothing. A strange sadness settled inside her chest. The following Friday, an envelope appeared on a table inside the coffee shop. Her name was written carefully across the front. Inside was a handwritten note. "Eleanor, thank you for reminding me that kindness still exists in this world. For many years, I thought I kept returning to that bus stop because I couldn't forgive myself. But the truth is, I returned because loving her was the best part of my life. And somehow, sharing coffee with a stranger every Friday made the loneliness feel smaller. I think June would have liked you." Walter, inside the envelope was one final yellow daisy, pressed carefully between the pages. After that, every Friday morning before opening the coffee shop, Eleanor placed fresh yellow flowers beside the old bus stop. Not because she expected Walter to come back, but because sometimes love leaves quiet footprints behind. And even after people are gone, those small acts of love continue living in the hearts of others.